Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 22nd to the 28th of April 2024. So we have quite a big week this week. The Sun's just gone into Taurus, and then we have the full moon in Scorpio, followed by Mercury turning direct. But just as the Sun went into Taurus late last week, we had the meeting of Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter clearing the way, placing us firmly on the throne of our sovereignty, and Uranus crying freedom, liberation and elevation. So creating space, feeling lighter, stronger at core level, and reclaiming our right to self-rule were all aspects of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. A very strong and productive and nurturing and heart-centred activation there. And of course that will have influenced you depending on where that is in your chart. That wasn't a one-day event though, so still reflecting on those issues in those areas, allowing the expansion to happen, the liberation to happen, and the feeling of a lightness of heart and a strength of spirit still permeates the whole week. So it started a new cycle rather than just being a passing phase. So the month of Taurus begins in earnest, with those two planets opening the door to a new landscape, a new sensation, and a new inner strength. Then by Wednesday at 12:46 a.m. UK time, we have the full moon in Scorpio at 4 degrees. So as usual, have a look where 4 degrees Scorpio is in your chart, and opposite 4 degrees Taurus, as the Sun and the Moon are opposite, which is what a full moon is. The Moon stands alone in this one, as all the other planets are in the spring signs of Pisces, Aries and Taurus, except for Pluto, who's holding the fort back in Aquarius. But across the skies we have the Moon in Scorpio, and this can often be a very potent moon, as Scorpio is all about potency, power and bravery. It's also our subconscious waters. So although most full moons are going to pull things up from our subconscious, that's what an opposition does. We're all happy in the month of Taurus, and then all of a sudden the opposite energy of Scorpio comes in. This one's normally a little bit stronger than the other full moons of the year, again depending on your own chart, because Scorpio is the subconscious waters. Wants to go in and find out what's going on in the dark spaces behind the scenes, what's been repressed in our psychological emotional waters, and bring it back out to light. So given the timing of this one being very, very early on Wednesday morning, I would imagine we'll feel a sense of mounting pressure or power or potential most of Tuesday as the moon grows to full, as well as personal, psychological, emotional and spiritual transmutation. A full moon can also have an impact on society at large, so bringing revelations out of the shadows. This can be quite a political full moon. You can see what's been going on, who's been doing what and why, so worth keeping an open mind. And we're still in Mercury retrograde, so being able to change our mind, change our view, is a real asset at this time. So maybe have a look at what attitudes, ideologies, beliefs we are too attached to, and if we free ourselves up from having to believe a certain way or pick a certain side, then do we get to see deeper, the deeper truth, reality of what's actually happening, which is in itself empowering, because then we can make more conscious decisions and not contribute to the false or the corrupt. So there could well be some revelations on a personal and a political, social level if we're aware and we keep our eyes and ears open. No attachment, just pure observation, curiosity, and then make the adjustments afterwards. So potent, transformative, bringing things up for cleansing, bringing things out for revelation, coming at the end of the Mercury retrograde, which also carries some of those qualities. Then that's the general feeling of the full moon in Scorpio, and Tuesday will be the mounting energy of this one. So just be aware, leave a little space and see what comes up. On Thursday we have Mercury turning direct, and Mercury's been retrograde since the 2nd of April, so we can track back that journey, a nice retrospective there, from 27 to 15 degrees Aries. What has that meant for you? Have you reached a higher level of consciousness? Have you raised your perspective? Have you been able to change your mind or train your mind to higher thoughts? See things from a greater vantage point. Take your dynamic energy and direct it upwards towards something worthy, and tackle any angers or frustrations that this Mercury retrograde may have brought to your awareness. From the lower will to the higher will, and positive use of our dynamic, vital life force energy. So 3 very powerful aspects all going on at once, all working away at different levels. In the heart centre, Jupiter and Uranus for clearance, majesty, liberation, And the subconscious waters, the full moon in Scorpio, for release and empowerment, anything we've been holding on to or repressing. And Mercury retrograde in Aries, coming to an end, lifting our mind, directing our attention and revitalizing our energy. So we've had a look at Earth with Taurus, water with Scorpio, fire with Aries. But it's also worth noting that at this full moon we have a square aspect to Pluto in Aquarius, which is air. So Pluto's pretty much anchoring a lot of this energy. Almost the reason why we're doing all of this, why we're bringing things up for clearing, why we're trying to raise our conscious awareness and clear our heart space, is because Pluto is anchoring us in the Aquarian energies, which is self-mastery, spiritual wisdom, life purpose, realizing why we chose to reincarnate this time, how we contribute to making positive change, and how we can break free of the old system and start working in the new paradigm. So that's the mission really, self-realization. Who are you really? You're not your human story or your personality. You're not just the sum of things that have happened to you, taken too seriously and too personally. You're a multi-lifetime spirit that's come here for a reason, and at this incredibly exciting Aquarian time. So we can make that our key meditation as we watch these transits come up one by one and harness their energy. So if you'd like to get to know your own chart in more detail, tune into your higher purpose, see where you can direct your energy most effectively this year, then I am available for readings, zoehind7@gmail.com. Sessions are 1 hour recorded MP3 and including free tarot. If you've had a reading before, you're very welcome to come through for a half-hour top-up reading on specific subjects. As this year we're in uncharted waters, so we could all use as much guidance as possible. It's not hard to learn your chart or tarot, so I do offer customised courses with videos and notes as well that we can do one-to-one together online. I post these videos on my YouTube channel Zoe Astro, Instagram zoehind7 and Facebook Astro Zoe. So please do like, share or comment as you feel accordingly. So a very transformative week, big energies going on in all of the elements, but does feel quite calm and fundamental rather than overwhelming and hectic. There's a good balance here and a gentle pacing. So keep some space, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mainly. Let these transits reveal themselves to you and recalibrate accordingly as profound but gentle transformation is taking place. So wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.